Oh, it's James Dwarf, and today I'll be doing my review for The Lord of the Rings, the motion picture trilogy. Okay, so yesterday I had my unboxing for this set, and I will leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. I would highly recommend checking that out. But first, I'm actually going to do an unboxing for you first, just a quick one, because I think that's a good way to start. So you got your front there, your spine, and your back. The back is pretty much the same as the front. You got your cases there. And then there were all 2 discs, so I didn't really need to unbox those, but I will leave the link in the description below for the unboxing video. So in Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, it starts off with an epic monologue from Tilda Swinton. She explained that there were these rings that were given to the elves, the dwarfs, and the men. And these rings deceived them, and these turned them into desperation, and these rings were taking control of their land, and they'd been welded by Sauron, the Dark Lord, and he had one ring which he uses to destroy things and control the whole of Middle-earth. And there is a big fight in Mordor because the men had resisted, and a man who, I can't remember his name, but I think he's the king of Gondor, he slays Sauron, or believes he does, and he takes the ring, and him and Hugo Weaving go all the way to Mount Doom in Mordor, and they are going to destroy the ring. But the thing with men is that they are very easily seduced by this ring, so he will not put the ring into the fires of Mordor. But he gets killed by an ambush of orcs, and it's because Sauron wants to take the ring back. Sauron takes the ring back, but it gets lost again, and it is picked up by the creature Gollum. Gollum also loses this ring again, and you don't really see much of Gollum in this movie. You see glimpses of him, but he's really more introduced in the 2 Towers. And there is a new man who has got hold of the ring, an unusual creature, a hobbit called Bilbo Baggins. And hobbits are the second closest thing to men. They're halflings. They look like men, but they're much smaller creatures, and they don't tend to age. If you ever look at Elijah Wood there, who plays Frodo Baggins, he looks about 14 there, but in the books he explains that he's like 22. I know in the films they try and explain that they don't age, but it's not done very well. But it's coming on to Bilbo Baggins' birthday, and he does he exits the probably quite a grand way. He puts the ring on and he vanishes. And a man who's there, Gandalf the Grey, who's a really wise wizard type man, he explains that it's a deceivious ring and it has to be destroyed. And because Bilbo's got a real relationship with this ring, he doesn't want to give it up, but Gandalf, being as wise as he is, manages to convince Bilbo to give it up. So Bilbo gives it up, and Frodo are on a quest to Mordor to destroy this one ring. Now on the way they find Frodo's kinsmen, Pippin and Merry, and they come along too. They go to the Prancing Pony, where they see a man named Aragorn, and a rider who's also the heir to the throne of Gondor. And I like Aragorn in this movie, but I don't think he's as good as he is in the Ralph Bakshi version. I think in that one, in the animated movie, he's portrayed much better. I think it's because he's portrayed by John Hurt, and he's one of the best actors of the time. But he's portrayed much better. Like, it's much more intimidating. This is a lot more relaxed. And now in The Return of the King, he's develops himself into a much more strong character, but in this he's not as strong. And they are on a quest to Mordor to destroy the ring, but they go to the elves now. But now they have to go to the elves, and Frodo gets stabbed, and Erwin, played by Liv Tyler, you can see there, up there, who is my favourite character in the Lord of the Rings universe. She takes Frodo to her dad, Hugo Weaving, so they can use medicine to help restore him back to life. Now, on the way there, they get stuck by some riders, and Liv Tyler's not scared of these riders, and she tries to kill them off, and tries drowning them in this really awesome effect. They don't die because these people can't die, but in The Return of the King, Cate Blanchett kills one of the riders, but it has to be done a certain way. So she doesn't kill them, but she manages to defend herself from them. Now, Frodo wakes up in the elf land, and they discussing about the ring, and they create a fellowship with 7 other men who are going to take the ring to Mordor. There is an elf, Legolas, 2 men, Boromir and Aragorn, a dwarf, Gimli, Gandalf, and 4 hobbits, Frodo, Sam, Pippin and Merry. And some people are off to take the ring to Mordor, which is very cool. And on the way there, Saruman, he stops them in the path and creates mountains. He's trying to destroy the mountains so they can't progress any further. They go underground into the caves, and there's a beast under there which Gandalf tries to slay, and he does slay, but you only see that at the end of the two towers. He actually does. He falls down the pit before he's dead, and the fellowship starts to break. Gandalf, they believe he's dead. Boromir dies in really quite an epic day. Because he's protecting Pippin and Merry. Then Pippin and Merry help Frodo and Sam, and they get taken away by the orcs. And now Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli are off to find Merry and Pippin, and that's where it's leading. So the second chapter, The Two Towers, which is a very vast improvement of The Fellowship of the Ring, starts off and you see Frodo and Sam, and they are really lost without a guide. They don't know where Mordor is. They're going in circles, and it ever happens that Gollum, the creature, finds them, and he tells them that he will guide them to Mordor, but some thinks he can't be trusted, but he's the only guide they have, so they have to trust him. But Gollum has a split personality, and he still likes the ring. He refers to it as his precious. And his split personality, one side of his personality doesn't want the ring, he just wants to take Frodo there, but the other side wants to kill Frodo, and it's really shown in The Return of the King. But now Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli are off to go and find Merry and Pippin, and Merry and Pippin escape these orcs, and they get taken on by these trees. That is the last you see of Merry and Pippin for at least an hour and a half. To get Saruman out of him, and the king's servant, he is working with Saruman, and he escapes and tells Saruman that they are taking the people of Rohan to Helm's Deep. So he takes it's going to take 10,000 soldiers to Helm's Deep to destroy these people. Now there is a big battle at Helm's Deep. As I said, it's a very, very, very big battle at Helm's Deep. And then there is a big battle for Isengard, and that's where I'm going to end this two-time review, because this is not a big movie thoughts review. I'm going to do a big review later on, but today I'm just going to do a little review. Okay, so the last one is the epicest, the best, my favourite movie of all time, the best Lord of the Rings movie, the one that is top one, that's winner of 11 Academy Awards, is Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Now, Lord of the Rings Return of the King opens up where you see Smeagol as a fisherman, and he sees the ring, but his friend will not give him the ring, so he strangles him and kills him, and it shows how he turned from Smeagol to Gollum. And at the end of the last movie, there was a sense that he was going to try and do something really bad to Sam and Frodo, and he does attempt to do that, and the best way to do that is to get rid of Sam. So he puts some crumbs on Sam, and it basically leads him out, and so Sam cannot come on the journey anymore because Frodo does not trust him. But on the other side, Gimli, Aragorn, and Legolas and Gandalf find Merry, Pippin, and they are at Isengard. Now Saruman is trapped, so they leave from Isengard and they go to find the king. And the king is everyone's still dealing with the Battle of Helm's Deep, and they are having like a tribute to all the people that died. Now there is a few complications now. The globe that Saruman used to control people has now fallen into the hands of Pippin, and Pippin looks into it, and now Saruman believes that Pippin is the ring bearer, so that's another complication. So Gandalf has to protect Pippin now, and Pippin puts himself to the corrupted Squire King, who is not the king, but he's the next thing to the king. Aragorn's the heir to the throne, but while Aragorn's not here, he's going to be the king. This man's going to be the king. And now there's another complication, because Arwen, the elf, my favourite character in the movie, she sees a vision that Aragorn has a son, and she's the mother. So she's going to become the queen, so they have to weld the sword of the last king of Gondor to give to Aragorn. Now, Aragorn needs to win this battle, so Gondor does not get destroyed. He needs the help of these ghosts who are murderers and traitors, and they've all been killed, and the only person they will keep an alliance to is the king, so they fight for the king. And Aragorn says that if you fight for us, we will let you rest in peace. So they do that. fight for him, and then Frodo ends up in a big spider pit where Gollum tries to kill him, so Gollum has left now to try and kill Frodo, but Sam is back, and Sam originally had the ring kept with him because he couldn't trust Smeagol, so very luckily he had the one ring. Now, because he has the one ring, that leaves more complications because Frodo still doesn't know if they can trust him, but they go on the journey and they do manage to destroy the ring, but not without a big battle. There's a battle between Frodo and Gollum, and there is the big epic battle for Gondor. There's a lot of epic battles, and this movie is just so epic. Now, a question a lot of people have asked me is, will I be picking up the extended editions? The question for that is yes, I'll be picking up the extended editions, and you'll see them very shortly. Okay, so that was James Roll. Rate, comment, and subscribe.